All right, 9MG TV, Grand Kush. Let's cook. All right, we're addressing Jamasina Mangina, the three etherists. Okay, you thought you was doing your 1-2 with your video right here. Let's bring it up. Boom. You thought you was doing your 1-2 with this video. This video is whack. Okay. You didn't address anything that I was talking about in relation to the introductions to the nature of nature and the BIAE. Right? You talked about Doc in this video. You talked about Marduk and you talked about Melchizedek. This is one of Doc's names under a particular school, right? Doc had many names. Why you not talking about the Atum Ray name? Why you just stuck on Melchizedek, right? And then you said York changed Nuwapu to Sabians. Can you give us some information where Doc specifically wrote that the name of the new school is going to be the Sabians? See, I don't necessarily agree with that. Just like back in the day, I wasn't really down with the actual facts. I don't think Doc wrote those books. But you believe whatever you want to believe. But let's get into your video. And I appreciate the guest appearance in your video. You put me in your video again. All right. And like I said, that's the feminine in you. Okay. You 7 strong on the feminine side and 2 strong on your male side. Right? And that's why I renamed you Jamasina Mangina. Disclaimer, because this information I'm gonna put in this video, I'm gonna take you back to the past. This was never a disrespect towards Afroo Oonoo, right? When it comes down to the introductions to the nature of nature, when we started off on this path, this information was complex for you, okay? And you needed me to tutor you. Now you can run from that truth like you running from this 9 science and hiding behind your computer and scared to show your face when you address me. That's okay. That's okay. I know it's hard to deal with the origins of how you connected to Grand Kush. Yeah. Oh, Saba, right? Back on the Sabians and the moon god. And where are we at? The Garden of Eden. You didn't talk about King Amenubi. You didn't talk about Ray Harakti. And if you did, and you only talked about the lion gods, right? You know, I don't watch your whole videos. What you want to say is always in the beginning of the videos. And when you start going towards the end of your videos, you start distorting and getting away from the point. All right. You didn't talk about anything I asked you about. Why isn't this information in the BIAE? All right. If I can remember, let me write a note on this when I edit this video. Because you must not remember breaking the spell in the Right Knowledge series when he was talking about Nuwapu. You said Doc didn't follow or use information from the BIAE, and that's incorrect. Afroo Oonoo took from the BIAE and expanded upon it. If Afroo Oonoo wrote the BIAE and that was his first book, then some of the information in the introductions to the nature of nature should really be compiled in the BIAE the way Afroo Oonoo uses his information in the introductions to the nature of nature. And I know that's over your head.
Damn.
Before we go into your video though, I want you to go back and, my bad, and ask yourself, do you remember this period of time? Hold on. When you was trying to be one of them Nupu. Now I already broke that down. We're not gonna go into that. But I'm glad you put this up. Okay? I'm glad you put this up. See, as I get older, my mind don't get weaker. I haven't forgot what you did, my guy. Okay? Because this outfit you had on, you must have thought you was fly, right? You did a series of videos. This is when you was broke down and you was struggling. I'm sure you still struggling right now because you still stuck in the same mud pit that you put yourself in 2015, right? All this falsehood that you bringing, it don't make no sense. And this is why I say you're possessed by the moon god, because since 2015, you've been riding against Doc and the Nuwapians, and it's not doing anything for you. You're doing these videos and things of that nature because you really think you have to, but you actually ain't got nothing else to do in your life. Okay? Your wife today, she don't respect you. Kweepu don't respect you. Your biological kids don't respect you, right? These conversations are about you. This is not about if you're on point with the science. I proved that you're not on point with the science. You was a bum-ass deadbeat father. You didn't raise none of your kids. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about your distorted mind. And so when you had this outfit on right here, looking like you on a down low, right? A lot of them switch hitters look like this back in the day. Now, in your confusion and your possession, this is the outfit you had on when you denounced Nuwapu. All right? When you denounced Nuwapu, did you do that? Did you denounce Noon Science? Did you do that? Why did you say that you was no longer dealing with Afroo Oonoo and Dr. Malachi York? Why did you say that you didn't want to be Jet Black anymore? One M Nupu or Kansu Rayo Bay? Why did you go to the cult's white side? See, I want you to keep explaining this. Instead of acting like you was always riding against Doc when you was his #1 student. Outside of the classroom though, because you wasn't invited in. Why did you go to the cult's white side? And was this based on Tough Nuts emotions and your mind attacks? Did you not say that? You're not gonna find any information on me where I'm talking about my mind attacks. Hey, Jay Messina, do you know I'm still with the same wife I was with when you first started hanging from my belt loop, when you first got in contact with me? Do you know I'm still with the sons of mine that I had, that you know that I had when you was talking to me? Do you remember that? They're 15 right now. Right? So when you dealing with Grand Kush, don't just talk about this information. We got to talk about reality. But the moon god got you in disbelief, misbelief, distorting your mind to kick falsehood, right? And you ain't never been a man, Jamesina. Donna, why you respect this cat? You ain't got no choice. You don't have no choice. Because a relationship is also business. And y'all probably together for more business situations than love, right? This is you. Where are you at in this video? This is Sonetter's crib. You have the introductions to the nature of nature with you, and you are Dick Riding Doc. This is where you're trying to be the best student for Dr. York. And nobody cares. Nobody cared then about you, and nobody cares now.
Damn.
I know you doing these videos to try to get some attention. Because what else can you do with spending so much time trying to be relevant that you're going to keep tricking yourself into hoping one day it all clicks? But Jay Messina, it's been 15 years plus. Doc been off the scene since 2002. And he's never going to address you. But he did address you when you took time out of your life to write him letters. And you didn't write those letters because you hated the man. You wrote those letters because you loved the old man. Right? That's why you wrote those letters. You wasn't looking to see if Dr. York wasn't Afroo Oonoo. You was telling Doc that he was Afroo Oonoo even to him, but you're not showing all of the letters. Okay, you're editing little bits and pieces of information like you did in the Harvest, the Actual Facts, the Harvest book. You got 2 lines in there, but you're not showing the whole book. And I can't really say anything about that because I don't have that scroll. Now you can send me that scroll, I'll peruse it, and then I'll break that down. Okay. The fact that the Nuwapians in Brooklyn had Afroo Oonoo's picture up, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. You didn't even know the old man had passed away. And who told you that he did? A Nova, rest in peace. So you've been a crying bitch throughout this whole process. Now, in here, you talking like you a tough guy. You talk like you're a tough guy, right? But you a big old soft Care Bear. Your woman know you a soft Care Bear. You don't even go outside. You so scared in New York, you don't even go outside. You don't even take your woman out. Y'all don't even have a good time. You stay in that house, in that apartment. I bet you hardly shower. You so connected to Machine Gun City the digital world and the matrix. You understand what I'm saying? That you just sit in front of the computer hours upon hours upon hours, day and night. And you still haven't managed to do anything else. I looked at y'all free website. You keep exploiting Yaanuwn. Yaanuwn is the creative one out of your small crew. And you keep going to get these young guys to hang around with, like you was hanging around Repo. Repo like 7, 8, 9 years younger than you. You keep going to go get these young guys. Cause you like an old pervert from the hood that preyed as a predator on little young boys and shit like that. That's the type of mind you got. You can see it in your face. Yaanuwn is the creative one. So on your site, you got the watches, the calendar. You still trying to sell them whack ass socks, but you didn't make that. He did. He came up with these ideas. So in this video, are you talking about Dr. York? In this video, are you still saying Afroo Oonoo is Dr. York? You must not understand my point. You must not understand why I'm calling you a possessed moon god representative, nigga. Was you talking about Doc is Afroo Oonoo and marrying the information together? In this video, did you ever join Ancient Mystic Order of Melchizedek? Was you ever in AEO? I asked you how the Lord, you and Lord Abba have the same AEO name. Your name was Kansu, Gohoi Mahoi, and his name was Timu, Gohoi Mahoi. What type of twin love power is that? In this whole video, you didn't even play the video. Why you didn't play the video? I think you got these videos taken down. There's another video with you and Natural Tahuti. Both of y'all are talking about Doc, Tamaray, you know what I'm saying? Doc being a teacher. You didn't have that energy back then that you think you got right now. That energy you trying to display right now. You didn't have that energy, guy. You didn't have that energy. Nobody is paying attention to what me and you are doing. Nobody is paying attention to what you're doing, right? This is the time and age where Nuwapu is unpopular, okay? Because this time and age is about those who really follow it, who really been dealing with it and understand who Doc is. So you put yourself in the hole, buddy. Afroo Oonoo can't check you. You're not even using the science correctly based on the instructions given in the scroll. So you handling the information in a particular type of way, right? Where somebody will want to tap you on your chin, but see, you will never come outside. You will continue to hide behind your computer, buddy. You've been doing it for 15 years. Okay, look, you think you some excellent teacher, right? What came out of this? You wanted to go see Sonetter so bad. What came? Nothing came out of this. Nothing came out of this. We gonna hit your video up. That's the 9 ball that I told you to get on. You see that information on the right side of that book? That's not your book. That's Tefnut's book. It's got her name at the top. So when I told you, when I asked you, do you know about the 9 ball? You said no. See, you were stuck in worshiping Doc and religion back then. All right? You say Doc went the religious route, nigga. You was so religious. You was such a Bible thumper. You don't remember that early whack shit you did when you was breaking the Bible down and stuck in the Bible and all that shit, and people didn't fuck with you back then. You know what they were saying about you? Nigga, you misled and crazy. See, the only reason why I'm handling you is because you came around on my side. And you thought I was one of those guys you can play. You won't catch no strays. These is deliberately aimed at you. Green dot. I told you to get on the 9 ball. So if I told you about the 9 ball, how you gonna tell me about Nwapu and how I move with the science and the energy? How do you move with it? You don't. You stay in the house. Let's get to your video and let's break that down. Okay. Look, it says first, before I go, first contact conversation with the widow of Afroo Oonoo. And you went and found, she didn't give you her number. That's another thing, snitch. Calling CPS on other brothers and things of that nature because you a hater. She didn't give you her number. You know how you found her number. You paid for it.
Damn.
You paid for it. Not only that, you called her. You frightened the old lady. She didn't know who the fuck you was. And you recorded her conversation for clout.
Damn.
That's the type of broad you are. Okay? Tar, Nu, Nabuhu, Nupu. Whenever you did this, see, you got 852 views. See, it was a lot of energy back then. You was generating a lot of hate energy back then. People was watching your videos, the Chuck Morgans, all the haters of Dr. York. Chuck Morgan is whack with his nuwapianism.com. That's how he feels personally. But with that website, he ain't stopped no Nuwapian from moving. And Chuck is no different from you. Why did he stay under Dr. York's arm for like 12 to 13 years before he went rogue? He said out of his mouth that I did exactly what Doc did. I wanted to look like him. I wanted to talk like him. I wanted to wear his glasses like him. I wanted to wear his beard. I even dyed my beard, and he didn't have gray hairs back in the day. See, you niggas is weak and insecure. You're not revolutionaries and liberators. See, there's a difference between me and you. You can feel my energy. You're like a bitch. Your voice is so, it's irritating. That little bass in your voice, it don't attract women, it attract men. Those type of men like you. Okay, everybody you try to connect with, they dip on you. They get ghost on you. You know what I'm saying? And so that was very disrespectful. Trying to get more information from somebody who was in their 70s at the time. You bringing up her deceased husband, she don't even know you. And she probably agreed with whatever she agreed with you because she was scared. Let's address your video. All right, just to show, I made a guest appearance in your video, okay? You got Afroo Oonoo up in party style. And we got the losers of Noon Science up. Okay? You don't know nothing about Melchizedek for you to even talk about it. You didn't even know about this guy. Anybody who wants to see if he collapsed on me in this video, go watch his video. Go watch his video. But you should see something extremely different between these two videos, okay? He has an innate hate for himself, for his people, and for his teachers, okay? Me, I got hate for this guy. And what I'm gonna prove in this video is how this nigga's a shapeshifter and a transformer. He's a race traitor. And them charges that I brought up against you, they still in the ethers. You was practicing mercy and forgiveness, dummy. Okay, so you went against your science to go to the white coat. What don't you understand? And so the more you try to keep tempting this 9 ether, the more it's going to work against you. Because you actually think you doing your 1-2, but nigga, you stuck in chaos. Nuwapu, pantheism, religion, now it's time for Nuwapu again. That's what Amanubi Rekafata said in the BIAE. So why didn't Afroo Oonoo follow that up? Nupu goes along with Nuwapu, it don't go along with Noon. Okay? Where does Noon come from? Let's jumpstart this video. Now, I know you trying to talk tough in here and all that stuff, but like I said, man, you a big Sasquatch Care Bear. That's what you need to cut that out, man. Because if you ever seen me, man, I'll slap you on your chin. Oh, 9. Stop playing. You've been disrespectful for a long time, but you scared to show your face. You scared to show your face. You see what I'm saying? Let's go in.
Before the Caucasian actually came. All right, so you just check video 6 to get caught up on all that good stuff. All right. So let's move forward. All right. Now we can get back to the language question, Mr. Your Ex, My Ex, and Sabaism. So when we go back to the beginning, this is what he was asking, all right? So he said, Zupu.
Where's Ray Harakti at? King Amanubi. This is what you should be addressing off the rip. Because that's what I asked you. I even put that on your video so you can look at it while you put your information together. But you didn't start. You said Sabaism. And I'm about to hang you with this right here.
Zupu and note word Sabaism as being a part of the science Noon. Sabaism now look back at Sabian, an extinct Semitic language once spoken in Saba, the Bible Sheba, in southern Arabia, originally called Arubu, where Yoruba comes in. Check it out, don't believe me. So
why didn't you check that out instead of believe him? Because when you got this letter right here, when was that? What date was that? Okay, so you was learning. You was learning. Sabaism isn't in Nuwapu. Now, just because some students of Dr. York went that Sabian route don't mean Doc said to do it. Just like you trying to go against Doc, but originally you was trying to be a Nuwaubian. What's the difference? The question is, do you understand Nuwaubu? That's what I study. I study Nuwaubu. Noon science came after. Okay, there is no pantheism, Sabaism, religion in my studies. I'm gonna show you that. There never was. Even when we had these scrolls, no one was paying attention to Sabaism. But Doc put you up on game, okay? And with that, see, you're not even comprehending. You saying what Doc said. But look, Afroo Oonoo said it. Let me scroll up so you can see it. You see that? King Amenubi and many of his Sabaist helpers were members of the Ethiopian race. So you keep talking about Sabaism like it only pertains to the Phoenician and down under. No, the Ethiopians was dealing with it. It was the science of that time. Pantheism is not, nigga, the devil's religion. Y'all keep acting like because Nuwaubu waned and pantheism waxed that this is the negativity right now. It's millions of people on the planet. It's many religious philosophies and sciences on the planet at that time. So really, pantheism is an umbrella term for a gang of religions, for a gang of sciences and philosophies. And then we got the monotheistic religions that came out of that. All coming out of what? Nuwaubu. But Afroo Oonoo said no po noon. Where can we find that at? And you talking about shit that's really not gonna crack off until that cracked off 18 million to 36 million years ago to when we get to 6 East 18 million years from now. Nah, nigga, right now, that's what we dealing with. We dealing with right now. Peep this out. If you would have never got these books, and you could say, hey, Nuwaubu revealed these books or whatever, you would have never got these books, you would be talking about Nuwaubu. How did you get these books? You didn't go in A&B bookstore. You didn't discover these books. You was told about these books. Just like you was told about the 9 ball. So nigga, you always coming up late. Like a monthly.
Damn.
Cause so many niggas done dug into your brain and put semen all on your neurons. You didn't address King Amenubi, but why are you separating Saba from the information that's given about it? So let's go back to your video, my guy. Let's go back.
York was citing certain parts of the nature book, and he added the rest when it goes to Sabaean, spelled S-A-B-A-E-A-N. All right, and then he tried to connect it to Saba, which goes to the biblical word Sheba and all that other stuff. All right, so let's deal with that. We should deal with Sabaism first. York is quoting the nature books as we read earlier. Now, according to one of York's...
Now, if Doc is quoting the nature books, how did you feel about it back then? Okay, because you were still saying Doc was Afroo Oonoo.
York addicted followers claim Sabaism is only 6,000 years old. He has the books but is still stupid and doesn't comprehend in order to know how old Sabaism.
I never said Sabaism was 6,000 years old. We're talking about the settings in the Garden of Eden, dummy. Come on, Jamastina Mangina, right? What time is this? We're not talking about outside of the Garden of Eden when we're looking at this. They're talking about what happened inside of the Garden of Eden. This is why 6,000 years is applied. Okay, it tells you. We see all this information, D-Doom, Noom, Amen Ra. You ain't addressed none of this because you're not that intelligent. Because you're a queer. You're not that intelligent. $6,000 years ago. Okay.
Sabaism is, and how to date it is by reading it and finding the quotes on the answer. Since he has 40 questions on books he know York can answer, we will help out the mental dead. All right, so we're gonna explain, because again, they think that they know what this word means and where it goes back to. And listening to York took Sabaism and ran the biblical religious Arabic route as usual, which we keep telling you, York is possessed by 6th ether Melchizedek. But we're going to go into that a whole lot more. All right, so let's read from the nature book to show you that York is nothing but a plagiarizer and a thief. Right? He said, listen to reason. This Afroo Oonoo. In nature science, universe and creation philosophy is classified into 4 main categories, namely Noon, Noon, pronounced Nopo Noon, pantheism, and religion, respectfully, meaning in the order given. The top half of the smack circular order is the domain of Nupu, pronounced Nupu, and Noon, pronounced Noon, and the bottom half of the same circle of order is the domain Zupu, pronounced Zupu, and pantheons, as stated previously in this presentation. Everything evolves.
See how dumb he is? The bottom half of the same circle of order is the domain of Zupu. According to Afroo Oonoo, that's 6 ether. That's not 9 ether. And pantheism. Okay. Where is Sabaism? Where is Sabaism in that? See, you started off with Sabaism and then you went here. Okay, but is it in Bible interpretations and explanations? Let me get down to the bottom. Where it says, here we go. So here's what you wrote. That's what's in Introduction to the Nature of Nature. Is pantheism, Noon, Noble Noon, and religion based on Afroo Oonoo. And I keep telling you, go back to the BIEE. Why did he change it? You said he just changed it on the fly, right? He just changed it in 73. Show me a book that he wrote in 73. Nuwapu existed for a long time after the flood. I don't know why I gotta keep explaining this to your dumb ass, man. Finally gave way to pantheism. In accordance with time cycle laws of nature, just as in accord with the time cycles of nature. Now, if you really, for lack of a better word, believe this, then this is not just us. We're a part of this information. We're a part of Almighty Nature. Do you understand that? So there's things there's operations that's going on within Almighty Nature that is controlling us. Okay, you are not free to handle things that you think that you can handle in nature. You're not free to change anything in nature. You're a part of it. Just as in accord with the time cycles of nature, pantheism eventually gave way to religion as we know it today. Where is Sabaism in this? Now it's time for Nuwapu again. Did Doc say that Nuwapu was a revolutionary sun cycle science? Did he say that? And when he said that as if we're in the sun cycle right now. He didn't say the sun cycle is coming. He didn't say you had to pass through 3 points south, 3 at the bottom, and when we cross the line, we in a revolutionary cycle. That's what Afroo Oonoo said that. At the time of this writing, in 1967, it's time for Nuwapu again. Then Doc went through schools. He took people through schools. Was he not going back to Nuwapu? Is that what you saying? That's what you're saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Sabaism is not a part of the school. Sabaism is a part of pre-Islam. Yeah. And so I don't follow the Sabians. I don't have anything where Doc said the next school is a Sabaism or Sabianism or to be a Sabian. Everything that the Sabians is doing can be done under what Doc brought through Nuwapu, even utilizing the language. No information has changed. This is all Nuwapu. Okay? And so here's your information. Where is Sabaism? Afroo Oonoo put Sabaism in Introductions to the Nature of Nature. Okay, you didn't talk about Harmachis. You didn't talk about a Pedemek, dumbass nigga. You didn't talk about the Lion God. You didn't talk about Heru. You didn't talk about Ray. You didn't talk about Ray Harakti. You didn't talk about any of that stuff. But I'm gonna show you I was on that back in the day. And you should know as time goes on, you can't keep putting out the same energy input and putting out the same information in the way that you may have done it years ago. It's going to change a little bit, right? But if you got those receipts, it's going to always be on point. And my shit always be on point, homeboy. Let's go back to your video.
Including peoples, languages, gods, goddesses, philosophies, and universes. Religion is the last evolutionary phase of pantheism. Nature Book 1, page 114. Out of Nuku does evolve Noon. Out of Noon evolves pantheism. Out of pantheism evolves religion. And out of religion revolves Noon. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. Nature Book 2, page 233. Now, if we start from 3 south, Sabaism going backwards.
Now, when it comes down to Noponoon, this is where I told you Nupu comes from, but he changed it to the double O. Okay, so Noponoon can really be Nuwapu if you paying attention to this. That the science goes back 17,250,000 years ago. Okay, how far does it go back past this point? You see what I'm saying? These are right knowledge questions that you can't answer, chump. Let's continue.
And we talking about from February 5th, 1962, was 6,000 years ago. Today, going back, would be 6,064 years ago. So from February 5th, 1962, going back, it was 6,000 years ago. Before the beginning of the moon cycle, where we are now at 3 south going to 6 east, Noon revolves out of religion. 1962 to 1973. The first books written by Afroo Oonoo are You Searching for Knowledge, then please read me.
Look at what you said. The first books from 1962 to 1973, when Nupu supposedly revealed themselves to Afroo Oonoo. Why is he didn't write in 1963? It's almost 10 years later that you said the first book of Afroo Oonoo. You see how you play yourself. But then you want to include the BIAE and the introduction to the nature of nature. But you're going by what his wife said in the obituary. Afroo Oonoo released the 2 books in 1973. And you saying Doc is not Afroo Oonoo, but you just said Afroo Oonoo was not Abanubi Rekafata. You said you going off the obituary. So shouldn't his wife know what that nigga did? Shouldn't his wife know what that nigga did? You got 200 subscribers, like 200 fallen angels on your fucking page. Let's continue to listen. Listen to him, people. See how I'm hanging him? I got the noose on his neck. Noose supposed to be Nupu. That's funny. That's what they use to kill us in America. The noose. Shame.
Afroo Oonoo released those 2 books in 1973 according to his obituary. So you get down here, it tells you right here, say in 1973, John A. published his first writings. Are you searching for knowledge? If so, please read me. Moon, set, and sunrise in the nature of nature. All right. This will make 8 books in all when you add in the Bible interpretation, the explanations, books 1 and 2, and the 4 noun ball counts. That's 6, written in 1971 and 1972. And let's not forget that Mr. York finally admitted in his book, The Harvest, that Afroo Oonoo brought Nawapu. All right, and this is in the Harvest. I have to continuously bring this up. So people who are being tricked and suckered into the coat of York, them can see that.
Why are you worried about the culture of Dr. Malachi York when you was tricked into the white coat? See, that's what I don't understand, my nigga, right? And see, when it come down to this war, oh, you not gonna make it. You gonna get laid down. Okay, so you being used by the underworld God spirit. You being used. Why are you worried about what black people are doing with their black teacher? And why are you not asking yourself, why did you go to the white coat side? And why are you not addressing that? You, Andrew Davis, whack ass paymaster, cake master, Jamil. Okay, Jamil was out there saving crackheads like you just saved a crackhead.
Damn.
You think what I'm saying to you is not on point? Nigga, this is your life. And whoever else went down to Destonian. So with this actual facts, like I said in the beginning, I don't have this book. I never went out and asked niggas to send me the actual facts like you did. You wanted to collect all Doc's books. So if you want to send me this, right? Because I'm sure there's more to what you said in this scroll.
That they've been lying for many decades. All right, he said they knew about Nawapu of Afroo Oonoo. He was one, yet did not have all the answers in his teachings, nor a language.
I'm gonna stop it right there. And if y'all want to compare and contrast our videos, you can go watch this nigga weak ass video with my guest appearance in it. But I say, don't waste your time. After you watch my video, right, and based on what I've displayed, don't even waste your time. So he got Sabians, Nuwapians, right? When Nuwapu was first, this is how this nigga dumb. Okay? He don't understand that even in the Nuwapian science has been hijacked. Right? It's 7 negative to 2 positive force energy on this planet still. And he trying to make you believe with that Doc came with the Sabians first. That Doc came with the Sabians first. Nah. So let's address the Sabian aspect. So first, I want you to look up in Bible Hub. I'm not going to do it. I don't feel like doing it, right? This is the first point of dealing with Saba in the language, because he said language and he said religion, right? He said Doc was dealing with the Sabian extinct language and then the religion. So all of these languages are Afro-Asiatic languages, all the way down to Arabic, Aramaic, and Hebrew. Okay. What do I mean by that? There is going to be some connections in the language between all of these Afro-Asiatic languages. Okay. I told these fools back in the day that you got to go into the Niger-Congo languages. You got to understand the Bantu languages. You got to understand the Nilo-Saharan languages, right? So this nigga is trying to give you what Doc broke down and what Afroo Oonoo broke down, but he himself is not a true student of life and what our people put on this planet. See, he's not marrying anything to this information outside of it. He's taking what's inside and using it as is, right? When Doc said, don't believe me, check it out. So in Bible Hub, go to, these are the generations of the heaven and the earth, right? And where they call the Elohim, the heavenly host. When you look at the word host, right, for the group of the Elohim, this is where you're going to see the word to Saba. And you're going to see the word Saba, S-A-B-A. Okay. And Saba means a host of warriors, army, right? And so when you use this Saba word, you're always talking about the army of the Elohim, the warlike aspect of the Elohim. Okay. And so in the case of angelic beings and human beings, the description would go with the Elohim first before it became a religion. You see that? That's language. And now we're going to talk about the religious aspect of the Saba. Because Afroo Oonoo here is talking about how we know he's talking about Sabaism, the religion, because right here he mentioned the moon god. Okay. The moon god sent. He's hardly talking about Leviathan. The BIAE spoke about Leviathan. Okay. He's taking the same path. He's talking about the moon god sent. And see, you know what? This guy, Jamasina Mangina, didn't talk about this. You want to know why? He's a moon god representative.
For the most part, when they do using magic and humans and sacrifice. So I knew that automatically. So I just started looking into herbal magic, because that's part of white magic. I mean, black magic uses it too, but white magic is more so where they'll take herbs and you can, burn white candles. You can set your intentions with herbs. You can drink them, positive stuff. And I got video.
Damn.